Hello, everyone. Hey, Jace.
Hey.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the podcast. These are the oddball episodes, as we will be talking mostly about the league launch. So excited! Season 2 league round 5 is upon us. We are here. We're gonna be joined here in a few minutes by some guests. Tonight's episode is going to be extra special because we're going to do a little something, and then get into the league rounds. And then when the episode is over, I'll go build the groups, and you guys can start getting in there, and then we'll see who can race to have their first league game completed here. So maybe even after the show, who knows? So before we do all that, we'll do just a little catch up last week in Legion. We'll talk about the league extensively through the night. Then we'll do the league groups, and then we'll have a little call center episode at the end. You can call in and give us all your predictions, et cetera, for the league round, and talk a little bit about Legion. So, Jace, what was your last week in Legion looking like?
My last week of Legion consisted of a single Friday night fight.
Okay, which we're going to talk to about in a minute.
Yes.
So we'll highlight that one. So if you didn't see it, you can definitely go check that out. So my last week in Legion,
and I built Commander Cody.
Okay, fair enough. You did nice. My last week in Legion, as I've been still struggling to get healthy. I mean, I'm healthier. I just been having a I guess not really a flu, but sometimes sickness, not COVID either. So some type of winter illness. So I casted a Friday night fight, and I think that's pretty much all I did for Legion last week. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I did. Pretty weak sauce Legion. So, but I am pretty ready. We should talk a little bit, Jace, just before we get into that. We got Yavin base starting whenever Jace tells us Yavin base starts. I don't even know. When's Yavin base starting?
Like May 7th.
May 7th? Okay.
7th, I think.
All right, so I'm going to get as many league games in between now and May 7th so that I can do Yavin base and league at the same time. So a lot of Legion.
The nice thing
upcoming.
with Yavin base. Nice thing with Yavin base is we have 2 weeks per game.
2 weeks per game. That's good. So then basically that'll put me on pace to still play about a game a week, which will be super nice. So we'll do that, and then we'll have some extra Legion content to bring your way. I actually might be going up to Saskatoon on Sunday to play some Legion, so I might even have extra games to talk about next week, which will be super fun. So. Too easy, Anthony says there as well. So Anthony will also be joining us for the league. And if you guys are in the league, make sure you stick around. We got all kinds of stuff. We'll share the stats from last round, et cetera, et cetera. But Jace, before we move on too far, should we go introduce our folks that... Anthony said he might go too. Okay, cool. Should we go introduce the rest of the cast for tonight?
Yeah, you do that. I just have to go grab the dog because she's being... bad.
Okay, awesome. So Jace is out of here. But since Jace... So, okay, worst cast ever. Pally, look to your left and look to your right. There's a slight problem. So we bring Pally in, and apparently everyone else exits. So, that's... He is coming in from the streets, though, so maybe the odor is a little stronger than I thought. I'm actually located no longer in my regular spot either here. So, Pally, welcome to the cast. I guess it's just you and I for the remainder here. So, what's going on, Pally?
Not a whole lot. Just coming in from the streets, like you said. It's been cold and wet and snowy out there, but we're starting to warm up for spring.
Perfect.
So.
I see you're in the basement location now.
I am in the basement location, yes.
Fair. So you crawled into the chimney. Got it. Okay. So Pally's inside, but no longer allowed on the main floor of the house. So I like it. I like it. So Pally is here. Mr. Witty is also somewhere. He was joining us. Jace was also going to join us, but he apparently ran away. So there's Jake. Perfect. Awesome, Jake. We weren't talking ill about you at all. So, which is fine. Well, welcome to the cast, Jake.
I think he's muted.
He's totally muted. I mean, it's a good thing we weren't trying to be somewhat professional on here at all. So, perfect. So Jace is back. Jake's somewhere back. Jake's still muted. Jake and I pre-chatted for like 30 minutes, make sure everything's working good. Good thing we did. Jake's still trying to get Okay, perfect. Welcome, Jake.
There it is.
All right.
Cat knocked over a stinking thing, and
Fantastic. You guys need to totally redeem yourselves, both of you. You and Jace both. So, J-Rod coming in with "Fix Your Audio, Bro." Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, well, welcome on here. Pally's got to get his ribs in. He's in for a world of hurt tonight for sure. So, are you guys excited about this league launch tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping for more wins.
Okay, fair enough. I just so people know who are tuning in, the guys don't know any of the pods beforehand or anything. They know the league stats, but I keep everything a secret. So they're going to be live revealed as well, which will be super, super fun. So Jake's also joining us for the Yavin round this go round. He's going to be our Rebel player. I forget what faction I'm assigned. I think I'm assigned CIS. CIS or
CIS,
am I SC? CIS. Okay, cool. I'm well prepared for Yavin base as I typically am. So I'm doing CIS. That'll be fun. Anthony's going to be playing with us. He's going to be our Empire player. I think Jace, are you playing Rebels?
Nope. Jake's Rebels. I'm Shadow.
Oh yeah, never mind. Jake's Rebels. You're playing the
Shadow Collective.
Shadow Collective. Okay, and who's our Gar player?
Justice.
Okay, Justice. I'm on the same team as Justice. Why am I just learning about this right now? This is wow. I'm the least informed player on our team. So I'm also team captain. Just kidding. I'm not actually team captain at all. So. Okay, Jason, Anthony, I'm glad the chat's here to teach me about what's happening on our Yavin base team. So I'm just here for the free wins. So that's what's happening. But we're gonna get into the league round here. We'll hit the socials and the few Patreon updates, and then I'm ready to rock and roll. So if you are sticking around tonight, we'll lay out some parameters. We are actually going to be building Pally a list tonight. Better yet, you folks in chat are actually going to be building Pally a list tonight. We'll set some parameters around it, but there's no requirement that it is exceptionally competitive. In fact, if you want to throw in a few curveballs, that would be fine by us. So Pally is going to be building the battle deck for said list, and he is also going to have a choice of whatever faction we pick him. He's going to get the choice of at least one character. And then past that, the requirements will be he gets one of every single unit. And then how you guys build out the units are completely up to you. And we'll take the best suggestions in chat. So
one of every unit or one of every unit type?
One of every unit type.
Okay.
Sorry, unit type. Yes. You do not have to have one of everything. Yes, one of everything.
Yes, he does.
One of everything sounds fun.
Yeah, one of everything probably would be probably illegal, but that's okay because Jace plays a legalist too. So we'll get to that in a second. So let's jump real quick through the social medias here. Jace is busy working, but maybe he can hit you guys up with the socials.
You bet I can. Definitely check us out on Facebook, Star Wars Legion Friday Night Fights, Twitter and Instagram at Legion_FNF, and don't forget to check out the Patreon. We just finished up our tokens and other stuff, and we got some more cool stuff on the way.
That is correct. I will show you those right now. So if you are on Patreon, and I noticed a couple people jumped on, which is great. Remember, you got to be on for April and May. So jump on now, stay through May. You'll basically jump on. You'll get charged again in May, which will be fine. You can leave after that if you want, but stick around. And you will be eligible, and you will be sent when they arrive. Choice of your set of fan-made card sleeves here. So I'm just waiting for the May to click over so that I can order the amounts that people are asking for in the faction that they so request. If you're interested in other ones, you can kind of like hit me up on there, but do all the chats through the Patreon. It's very much more convenient for me there. They will look just like this. They'll be coming in the same quality card sleeve that we've made with the same company that we've made several times at this point. So if you have them, you can speak to the quality. If you are unsure, I'll tell you they're good. So you can just take my word for it. So looking forward to doing those, and we'll have some more perks through the year, and we just kind of do periodic perks. They take some time to make, produce, etc. but we do like doing them for you guys. So, and then you can always see the stuff featured on Friday Night Fights if you don't get them for yourself. So, and I encourage you to just go check out the Patreon anyway. So, speaking of Friday Night Fights, we will have a fight tomorrow. Anthony's actually going to be gone for a little bit. He's got to do some football commitments for coaching. So, Jace and Anthony will square off in a classic matchup this week, and that'll be probably the last time they square up for the next little bit, which is fine. We are going to hope to have some new players on. We'll talk a little bit about last week's episode, which was super fun. If you didn't check it out, you still can. If you want to check out a live game we'll be playing tomorrow. But we are going to continue with the Friday Night Fights. I'll get on there. Some other folks will get on there, and we'll continue, and we'll wait for Anthony's triumphant return. But you can join us tomorrow, 7:30 our time, so 8:30 CST. And then Jace, why don't you take over and just tell us all about last week's fight? Super fun one. You and Dustin.
Yeah, so that was crazy. So we got Dustin out. He's a new player. I think he said that was like his third or fourth game so far. And he plays CIS. He likes to run Ventress with a tank, a unit of B2s, and a Kalani, and a whole bunch of naked B1s. So I decided to give him a very themey matchup, and I ran some clones within a illegal 501st list because I forgot you have to take a bark speeder.
Yes. I mean, in fairness, if you would have run one less command card, it would have been also fine, but yes.
Although, I feel like if I had switched one of those clone units for that bark speeder, I might have actually done better with the amount of surges I was rolling, fire supporting into that bark. So, I'll say it was a handicap.
Well, I don't know. Those two units at the bottom might have run away a lot better without that Indomitable card being played. So, there's also that.
Oh, no, but if I add the bark speeder, then I get the Indomitable card, right?
True, I guess if you would have put it over there, yeah. It may or may not have saved that unit. But yeah, fair enough. We played the game as is. It was still fun, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, they would have been fine with that Indomitable card. But yeah, we were shredding each other pretty quick. The big thing that happened was Ventress went on 1 health. I think it was 5 for 5 on saves. And just deleted 2 of my units because of it, which pretty much made it a pretty tough game for me to come back with. I was murdering B1s, but his snipers, I don't think I've ever seen BX sniper teams put in so much work. You should go back and count the kills on them. It was insane. And the defense was just not holding up for me. I mean, Rex took 2 shots and had like 1 health left. And I was like, yep. You make roll 6 dice and you take 4 wounds. Seems like a great time.
Overall, I thought the game was quite fun and entertaining to watch.
Very fun.
Which is cool. So go check that out for sure. And it was good to see a new player out. I think that's also fun. And so we have a few players who are kind of just getting into the game in the local areas. So we're going to try to encourage some folks to come out. And I know people are nervous to play if they're new, but there's also an appreciation when you have newer players. Because just the whole game kind of comes down a couple notches, and so it's actually nice. It actually brings down the point of entry for other people who are watching the game who are also new. They're not like, they don't feel like they're so behind or missing so much of what's going on, or trying to track the game when things are happening a little bit too fast or above their knowledge level, right? So I actually do appreciate when 2 new players get to play a game and you kind of get to help and walk them through that, and they also have enjoyment in it, and you can give them cool things to try along the way, and always the redux and the conversations after are always much more, I find much more entertaining as you're kind of not talking about max efficiencies and things like that. You're just talking about basic skills and strategies that you could be improving on. So that's always fun, and we had a good conversation afterwards with Dustin just about a few things. I was recommending trying a few things. Jace was as well. So it was a fun one. I hope to have some more games at that kind of level in the future. So that is the Friday Night Fight. So you guys can go check it out. That was episode 84, I believe, there. So we'll have 85 this week, and we'll be tracking through. I do want to give a shout out to all the folks that have been helping us out along the way over the years. Is our donators, our Patreons, past and present. Thank you very, very much. You guys got us $1,800 on the way to that PTZ camera. 60% of the way there. We're doing well, and as well as all the folks that are helping us out, and all the terrain that we feature on here, and the extra bits and the scenery, and the music and the affiliated podcasts, all the great things. All those folks help us out. Of course, you guys hanging out with us each and every week is also Great. All right, guys, as Jace disappears again, guys minus Jace, are you guys ready to get in, cover some league stats here, and we'll give some highlights, and then get into building Pally's list. We're going to build Pally's list before we do any of the pod reveals, just because we don't want to flavor or have somebody make some suggestions if Pally is or isn't in their group, because that would be none too fair. Everything about his building is going to be completely fair, but making sure that we aren't influencing it based on who is in the pod. So it'll be fine. So, and Pally will learn next time to get his list in. He won't be in our new segment called the Sin Bin. So, and the Legion train is starting a sale this weekend for May 4th. But thanks for reminding me about that, Canadian Bear, because I think if I jump back to here, Jace is gone again. If you use this code APR5, the %sign FNF, all in capital letters, just like it's written there, you can also get 5% off right now. So if they're running a May 4th sale, great. But if you don't want to wait till May 4th, or you want something right now, or you just want to, share the code out, you can do that as well. LegionTrain.com, go share it out. We're happy to share it with you guys. So we have that. All right, we'll jump over here. We'll do a little bit of a league intro here. So Season 2, Round 5, we're already there. For the players at home, or people who are new, we were running a ban this round on supports. The guys can help me for what got banned this round. I believe it was, did we do bark speeders? Spiders? Yes. Speeder bikes for Empire? And yes. What went out for Rebels?
Pizza dish.
Oh, right, the FD cannons. No FD cannons. Okay. So so went for fast units, killy units, nice fire support platform units, and range pizza dishes. I'm not surprised about the FD cannon, to be perfectly honest. So I think they're actually good. I need to purchase a couple more myself. So let's have a look here, and you guys who are all in the chat with me, the co-hosts here, feel free to kind of shout out or share any comments about any of the stats that come up. But I'll share them, and then we'll get thoughts. So red versus blue in the last round, the one we just played. So referencing League 4, this is all last round stats. Blue 47%, red 52%. Anything interesting there? I think that's pretty much on par with about last round as well. Wasn't too far off.
I think when you're within,
it's this way.
I would say I think when you're within a couple percentage points of 50, you have a pretty healthy balance going on in terms of the game itself. So it's good to see that it's that close right now, where historically it may not have always been that on par.
Yeah, and I think even regardless of league size, I think we got like 22 in this round. It took a little dip, but I feel like with the starting up of some team leagues, I think that probably would be some of the cause of that. But I know a few players said, like, I got to play in team league, so I'm not going to play in both. But I think I agree with that. Regardless of the numbers, we've been around this in the last couple rounds, so I think that's good. I think we were earlier. I think we had a bit more of a red skew, to be honest, and we were certainly seeing more like red victories. So, but yeah, I think this is a nice little balance here. So, jumping over to objectives, just kind of sharing thoughts with you guys here. I was a little surprised, to be honest, to me personally, to see the Z VAPs so high. I think this is maybe one of the first time we've seen VAPs so high. I'm not surprised about KP, but VAPs being up there, I was a little surprised about. And to be honest, payload being at 12%, that's actually starting to climb back up a little bit here. And thoughts on intercept being at 2.9%?
I don't really see it played that much.
Really? I feel like if I'm taking KP, I'm usually taking intercept. To be perfectly honest.
I think it's played a lot. I think it's played a lot less, especially here, because I know a lot of people in our league play vehicles. And if you play vehicles, you avoid intercept.
True, that is true, for sure. But there was no vehicle, and there wasn't really any vehicle bans yet. So I guess we'll see
Correct.
if it jumps up in the last round. But yeah, no, I mean, I get that intercepts might be down, but 2.9% to me feels like it's overly low. I just think that with a lot of vehicles out there, I would almost think that lists that can play intercept might actually bring that to allow vehicles not to have play in that. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, this to me just says like there's just people, nobody's playing it, not because they're all running vehicles, but they're just choosing not to. Like, I think if you're playing an all foot soldier army, intercept is still an okay play. So
Yeah, definitely should have intercept in your deck if you're all foot soldiers. I guess it
yeah,
also just comes down to like, are those ones getting blue player because they'd have to get their deck?
yeah.
Then
No, I
could
totally
just be a
get.
fact of
I totally
those
get that
infantry lists not getting blue.
vehicles don't play an intercept, but I'm just saying, like, having low intercept would imply that people just aren't taking it in general, because not
Yeah.
everyone's playing vehicles in here for sure. So, and then breakthrough is playing pretty high, so I feel like breakthrough is more of a vehicle list, and certainly something that that plays better with that. So yeah, just interesting, I think, and then again, if you're playing a lot of vehicles, I think payload might be something that that plays well for you. It's nice to both block and push, so I'm not surprised to see that up a little bit. I'd be interested to see what this next round brings, where we don't have as many support units, because some of the support units that are not played this round, I think, are actually really good candidates for breakthrough. So maybe we'll see if that drops down. So
Yeah.
we'll jump over to the deployments. Here's your deployments, fairly evenly spread here between hemmed in, long march, and major offensive, making up about 45% of the objectives. Danger close coming in quite low, and then rollout at 15%, I guess, right in the same mix, and then advanced position at 23.5 being the leader there. So
I'm kind of surprised to see Disarray almost double Danger Close. Like, it's one of my more personal favorite ones, but traditionally I haven't really seen people appreciate Disarray all that much. So even 5.9%, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Canadian.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I like danger close, to be perfectly honest, over advanced positions. I mean, I don't necessarily favor the scout move too much in most of the objectives that I play, just because I'm basically trying to slow roll most of the time. But I like the positioning that danger close actually gives you, like the options. So even if you get a poor side of the table, I think danger close sometimes bails you out a little bit as a blue player. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised it's so low. I think danger close is actually something that I want to start bringing a bit more, just because of that. If I'm pressing for blue, or if I find myself that I may be in the blue player slot, I think danger close might be one of those things where I can kind of counterbalance the table side pick, and it makes red side pick maybe a little bit more not necessarily as automatic, given the fact that the blue player will be potentially playing on some of their side of the table. So
One other question I have here. I've been halfway out of it for a little bit now, but have hemmed in and long march been this even for a while, or because those are two completely different deployment ideas?
let me
So
go
to see
back.
them the same,
Yeah, ask me your question again, Pally.
if hemmed in and long march have been equal or close to each other and how often they're picked.
Let me go.
Because to see them both at 14.7% is, at least in my brain, is interesting.
Yeah, let me go back here. I'll just check here. So deployments played in the last round, hemmed in was at 6%, and you were asking about danger close?
Long march.
Oh, long march. Hemmed in was at 6, and long march last round was at 10%.
So still pretty even. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and then previous to that, let me see here. Previous to that, long march was 4.4%, and Danger Close was 6.7%.
Hemmed in, real quick.
Oh, sorry, hemmed in again. Sorry, you asked me that. Hemmed in was 17.8% in round 3.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, so there's definitely been a change in a lot of these things over sort of the evolution of the league, and I think that largely has to do with what lists are out, what units aren't in, etc. So, but that's kind of a neat thing to sort of track along the evolution of this. So if I'm looking back to I think round 3 here, Intercept was being played at 15.6%. So just slightly under KP and slightly under VAPS. So VAPS in round 3 was also fairly high, but those were kind of the 3 most played. And now Intercept is just basically driven to the basement here in terms of what's being played, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, lots of interesting things happening in the games.
If our good friend Canadian Bear here, who already does way too much, if I could make a request of him, at the end of the season, good sir, would it be possible for you to line graph the percentages of deployments and maybe objectives to see how they shift as the season progresses? Just like a visible graph at the end of the season.
So Shawn Death actually is the guy tracking most of the he's doing most of the battle. No. Canadian Bears is also doing his business. So he's looking after primarily the unit stuff and the lists, and then Shawn's been doing all the collating of points and deployments. But I can probably help out, and we could totally get that for you. We could break it down from league round to league round and try to get some line graphs for you. No problem.
I'm just because going over this little discussion here, this is incredibly fascinating. The shift in even just deployments and how that works.
Shawn Death says he's making that happen, so there we go. All right, let's slide over to conditions, and then we're going to get into some of the unit types, and we'll get into Pally's list, and then we'll get into the real meat and potatoes. We'll get into the lists, the league groups. So conditions are broke down as this: rapid reinforcements. Not surprising, though, with the number of Dark Troopers anticipated in that last round, where people just weren't taking that, but Dark Trooper players probably were. Supply drop. I have played the most supply drop in the last 6 months that I've ever played, and we've been playing a ton on Friday Night Fights, so not surprised to see that there. Clear, fortified, you're gonna have popular choices there. War Weary driven way down to the basement, and hostile environment a little bit higher than I thought. I thought War Weary might be starting to. I feel like I've see it a lot more now. People are kind of almost using that as I'm going to take this to force my opponent to move away from it kind of thing. So, I think supply drop is kind of it's almost becoming the default one. It's like the old fortified positions. Fortified's still there in high numbers, but I feel like everyone felt pretty good with fortified, but now I feel like it's fortified's I mean, there's enough heavy cover out there. You're probably not struggling too much to find cover.
Yeah, supply drop is my go-to.
Right.
With it, I'm like, oh, supply drop, cool. Let's have fun with a box.
Yeah, I think just everybody's looking for those extra upgrades. I guess they can't afford them in most of the lists now, so you got to get them some way. So free upgrades are always great. And then Canadian Bear saying he can do the same on the faction breakdowns as well. So he actually shared the faction breakdown. I don't have a screen for it, but let me just quickly rip that stat off for you guys while I'm kind of in the back end here of the stat stuff. So he says that the breakdown, this one is 7 Gar, 6 Empire, 3 Rebel, 3 CIS, 3 SC, and only 2 Separatists. Boohoo Separatists on the basement. So that's going to be fun. Maybe Pally will be the 3rd Separatist list. Who knows? Well, maybe he ends up with CIS tonight. Who knows? I think he said this is the first time that Empire's not been number 1. So that's also interesting.
What is number 1 this time?
I think Gar is.
Gar?
Did I just read Gar?
Yeah, I was like,
Gar?
Did you say
Yeah,
Gar
Gar
is number
is.
one?
Yep.
Did you say
Yeah,
Gar
Gar
is
Gar
number
is.
one?
Yep. I'm not surprised about that at all. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of Gar in our league. So
You know what
seems to
that
be popular.
means? Time for another Gar nerf.
Yeah, I mean totally. Yeah,
All
our
right.
league single handedly is going to be nerfing
Okay.
Gar. So
I'm,
Feel free to
I'm,
nerf
I'm proud.
Cody.
I'm proud
Feel
of
free
all
to
of
nerf
you
what, sorry?
finally.
Feel free
I'm
to
proud
nerf
of everybody finally.
Yeah.
Cody.
love it. Let's
Sorry,
see.
Pally.
Let's
No, you're
let's see what people were taking. Let's see what people are taking. So under the commander slot, there is a lot of diversity here for sure. So I'm not going to read them all off, but you guys can kind of see who's in there. We got everyone from we got a Gar Saxon representation, so that's cool. Somebody took Callus, that's cool. Who else do we kind of don't see on here? I see a Dooku player, so that's cool. At least one, probably multiple Dooku players, which is cool. Somebody's got Palpatine, so that's neat. I do like to see Han Solo in there. That's cool. And I think that's
The real
all.
question is, Shawn, is that your Palpatine?
Oh yeah, it is my Palpatine for sure. It's 100%
Someone brought
my
Palpatine. That's cool. It's me.
so
Yeah, that's 100% Palpatine. Man, you kind of buried the lead there, Jace. I was just gonna try to lead that later. I definitely took Palpatine this time. I said I was going to live up to. I'm always a man of my word.
Yeah.
Couple officers. Sad, no Lando. I mean, Lando just never see him play.
I was gonna say that I was proud of all these clone players coming out of the woods to take Rex, and then I don't see Rex.
Yeah. That's fine.
So y'all disappoint me.
Well, we probably won't be giving you
that
Rex either.
Whoa, Pally. That's Separatist. That's Dooku, man. Wrong character.
Yeah, wrong character. All right, well, there's the commander breakdown. Let's have a look at the operatives here. We got okay, so some people are still ramming their heads against the wall with the Saj. I like that. Maybe that's Anthony. Who knows? Boba Fett, Empire Boba Fett is up, I think, this round if I've noted correctly. Not surprised to see some Padme, given the Gar players in there. IG 11, we got 88. 11 actually leading the way, about double the number of IG 11s. I don't see IG 12. Spoiler alert, but maybe in the future. We got oh geez. I really hope I don't run into R2. I don't care if R2's not as good or I don't like R2. We got R2 in Gar and R2 in Rebels, so good chances that we're running into some R2 along the way here. And then Bosk in there at 5.9, and there's Rebel Boba Fett. I was going to say any Rebel Boba Fetts, but yeah, 5.9% for Rebel Boba Fett. Is there any operative that is not on there that you guys are surprised is not, given the fact there's no bans on operatives this round or anything?
Is there Op Vader?
I do not see an Op Vader on there.
No,
there's Darth
Vader.
Vader.
There is Vader.
Yep, 5.9.
I see him.
But not a lot.
Yep. I was like,
Imperial IG 11.
Fair. Yep. I don't see Imperial IG 11 at all.
yeah, that's in.
Actually, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Yeah, good point.
Actually,
no.
I don't see Chewie.
Do not
Chewie.
see
Yeah,
Chewie.
no Bane, no
Nope.
Chewie.
No Op Luke.
Yeah, no Cad Bane.
No Sabine.
Did we? I'm just going to jump back here real quick to Commander. Did we? Oh yeah, there's Commander Chewie at 3.2. So at least one player with a Commander Chewie.
So there's a Gar Chewie. We have a Gar Chewie.
Yeah. No K2 or Cassie in this round. Nope. That's good. Good point. Okay, let's jump over to core here. Have a look at the core breakdown. Black Suns in here. We got Pikes. Battle droids, I mean, with 2 CIS players still coming in at 7.2, that makes sense. A lot of units probably there. Phase 2's coming in.
Yeah.
Phase 1's leading the way. Look at that chunk there. I mean, not surprising given the number of Gar players, based on the percentages.
All those Phase 1s, though, means there's not a lot of 501st Gar players.
Fair. Rebel Pikes coming in here. There's a little representation there. Mark II coming in. Rebel Veterans, not surprising. They're equal percentages. Fleet Troopers. Any core on there you guys are not seeing that you're surprised you don't? No B2s?
I'm not super surprised I don't see B2s, especially with only 2 CIS lists.
Yeah, I just would. I think that B2s in CIS are actually quite good right now. So again, I don't know the lists, so I don't know what flavor they're going there. So. Besides the SC, there's one Battle Force list this round. Okay, so not a lot of Battle Forces. So I mean, with the Empire ban, I guess Blizzard Force ain't that good without Pikes. So
No, yeah, there's no blizzard.
No way. Who would have
no
known?
E-webs.
Yeah, no E-webs. Yeah, I thought E-webs would see a resurgence this round, but sadly no. Sun Eater says no snows. Don't see any snows on there. Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yep, no Battle Force, no snows.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Crow Servo coming in with Weird. I think that was directed at Pally. Just firing shots. Just kidding. I don't think it was, but we'll jump over to Special Forces real quick here.
Well, if you want to see weird, just wait a little bit.
Yeah, just wait. Here's the Special Forces breakdown here. So Royal Guard, 3%. Some cool dude running Royal Guard. That's neat. Death Troopers,
Wow.
3%. Rebel Strike Teams, hey, not bad. 9% in there. Yeah. Equals the Mandalorians. ARC Troopers at 3%. Yeah, I got you, Crow Servo. I got you. Wookiee Warriors, Magna Guard still coming in with a good given 2 CIS lists. Magna Guard at 15% feels strong. So maybe it's some Trip Magna or something running around there. So, okay, so we got Mandalorians down here, and then Mandalorian Super. What's the difference there? Probably is. Help me out there, guys. What's that? Probably Super Commandos would be for the Empire.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm tracking now. Gar Strike Teams coming in.
Mandalorian Resistance.
Mandalorian Supers. Wouldn't that be the Shadow Collective?
Yeah. That's sorry. I said Empire. I meant Shadow Collective. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say. Super Commandos is what I meant to say.
You're good.
Strike Teams, Imp. Quite a bit of Strike Teams. Strike Team Guard 18%, Rebel Strike Teams at 9%, Empire Strike Teams at 18%. So 9.1 is generic Rebel Commandos. Thanks, Canadian Bear, for sure. And then Scout Troopers at 6.1. I like the Scout Trooper units. Very, very strong. I think good dice pool. So perhaps my favorite breakdown of the entire upcoming league round. Not a lot to analyze here, but let's point out there was a support ban this round, but we only banned 4 supports, not every single support. But apparently when you ban one support option per faction, you don't have many choices left to go to. So swoop bikes at 50%, ATRTs at 50%. Now we don't know I don't know the numbers. I don't know the overall number for this. So I don't know how many ATRTs there are. And the number will obviously be equivalent for swoop bikes, but is there any surprises here that are not included for you guys? Like we're not seeing any dewbacks, we're not seeing any droidicas, we're not seeing.
I'm surprised I don't see any Garties.
Fair.
Yeah, they did work for me a little bit. If it wasn't for Anakin dying last round.
They put in a ton of work for me at Worlds.
So it was Barks for sure. Was it Barks for?
Yeah, no, it was Barks. Yeah.
Okay, so
Barks
no Fluttercraft though.
Fluttercraft, you either love them or you hate them. There's not really a mid ground.
The reason I'm saying is we have seen Fluttercraft in probably almost every round, like up to this point, and then just not seeing them now at all. So,
well, I went a different direction.
Fair. Yeah, so Jake would have been a guy running Fluttercrafts for sure. Justice has run Fluttercrafts. Fluttercraft players, according to Shawn, according to Canadian Bear, have moved on to Dark Troopers. The natural evolution of all Fluttercraft players is to adopt and move on to Dark Troopers.
False.
Well, this was fun, but now we're going to play good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to win.
And I played a counter Darks.
Fair. So you also went down that path. You just diverted slightly. So that's the breakdown. So basically, you're either going to face swoop bikes or ATRTs in the sport category. The good news is we have opportunity to add one more small sliver to this pie chart when we make Pally run E-Webs if we go down the Empire faction. So we have a chance to change this and change the course of history. So that's important.
Oh, dear.
Last but not least, and then we're going to actually do that. We're going to get into the heavy section here. Bernard checking in. Welcome. We're going to have a look at this. Now, Now, you laugh at Dark Troopers at 41%, but I will point out that they are significantly down from the 67% that they were running at in League Round 4. So, wow, Dark Troopers got real crappy because they went down, nearly 27%. So, but speeder trucks up there. I like to see the infantry platform. I can't remember if we've had one in the league round for a while. Saber tank up there, speeder truck up there, and then T-47 has really made a resurgence here. So, yeah,
I see a saber tank. I'm happy.
Yeah, there is definitely Sabres matching AA5 speeder trucks. I believe the blue sliver is for Rebels, and then looks like the SC are running AA5s, maybe a double AA5. Who knows? So, Canadian Bear says he's running the Sabres. So there you go.
Canadian Bear, is that thing decked out to kill Dark Troopers or?
Last round there were 18 darks. This round there's only 7. Wow. Okay. Those people.
Yeah, there's 7 with 6 Empire lists.
Yeah, fair. That is fair. That's fair. So call this out like that, Jake. Call this out like that. And what was your question to Canadian Bear, Pally? Would you ask him?
Oh, I asked him if that saber tank was kitted out to kill Dark Troopers, and
he said he
replied that he hoped so.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, perhaps the moment that none of you are waiting for, but we have all been. We're headed to the sin bin. We're gonna build Pally a list here. So and then we're gonna head into the bounties, the scoreboard, and get into the league list, and then we're gonna hear from you guys in the call center. So here's how it's gonna work. If you are in chat right now, we're gonna kind of play this little game, and we're gonna build this out. So very first thing we need you to do, and all the panel, myself, Jake, Jace, and to a lesser extent, Pally, are going to have some say in this. I mean, it is Pally's list after all. So we're looking for the faction call out right now. So we'll go with popular choices. And then once we get into the faction, the rules of the game are one unit, at least one unit selection from each of the unit types. Pally will get to name the character, so we'll do the character last, and then we'll just work our way through from left to right in the most popular categories. And then we're going to ask you guys to give us like the full build, so whatever upgrades, etc. you want. Once we pick it, we're going to put it in, and then that will give us kind of our diminishing points that we can continue to work with as we go. So, so start calling us out, chat. What faction is Pally?
So how are we assigning upgrades?
They are going to completely build the unit for you right in there. So we're going to, when we get to core, we're going to be like, give us some options, and we're going to start firing them in if we think if they look good. So, some people could say naked might just slide in there. So, what do we see? What do we see right now? Naked. This is also marked not for kids, but referencing naked units, no upgrades, just to be real clear. Yeah.
YouTube manual reviewer.
Yes. So far what I'm seeing is 3 calls for CIS. So I'm hoping that chat's going to play the game and really start calling out here. So we do have 1 rebel call, by the way, with Justice.
Empire. What?
Who's this Pally guy?
Do you want to go Empire? Is the question.
No. Look, it's just post Gar. I still get my token sharing, right? It's like early Empire.
All right, and I don't want to waylay this. But right now,
Bad Batch Gar, right? We're actually Empire, but we're clones still.
I only see 4 votes. Come on, chat, get in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him about 30 seconds more, and then we're on the CIS train after that. So
all right,
you can.
I'm gonna start looking to see.
You better start making
what's
a plan
available.
Here. Yeah, what's available?
Let's give him 6 B2s. With no T series in any of them. Give him the Haw and the extra B2. But he has AI.
Justice cannot vote twice. No. Unless you're voting CIS, in which case, sure.
Do I get to build my operative or commander?
No. You just get to pick it. When we established the rules of the game, you didn't negotiate this. Now that you're on the chopping block, negotiation tactics have ceased to be effective. We're going CIS. That's what the people have said.
Yeah.
There it is.
Right.
All right, Pally, you do
ready
get
for the
option
pain.
right now to pick your name character. So you have options, I guess, in the slot of field commander potentially for in the heavy if you want to go that route.
Yeah.
You have commander or operative.
I'm. Let me check something real quick.
All right, while we're doing that, Pally is going to select something. I'm going to start you guys on the core track. So all the folks in chat, if you want to build him out core units, you can give us any options you want. So a CIS B2 build, a B1 build, however you want to kit it out, we're going to start dropping them in and the points are going to start diminishing. So,
Okay, you know what? I'll throw this to chat here.
okay.
If you guys please build something halfway decent and not a pure meme, I'm torn between Grievous or Cad Bane.
All right, so we'll lay that parameter out for you. You can build him a Grievous, you can build him a CAD, and you can build him some B1 units. So Rad 1 B1s. So Canadian Bear, is there any upgrades on that? Because right now I'm just going with this. So I'm just gonna go B1, and I'm gonna go
naked B2s.
1 Rad Cannon. That's in there. That's done. Next.
Ah.
A Black Sun Vigo Mag Frag. Okay, we can make it happen. All right, so we're going to go Black Sun with a Vigo.
Well, we got a medical droid.
Okay, yep, just you guys keep calling them out. So we're looking for, what was that? Black Sun, Vigo. Was it with Mag? There we go.
Yeah.
Let's do Cad Bane.
And frag.
I don't see
frag
anybody
grenade.
saying anything.
Okay. And a frag grenade. Okay. Cool. Let me drop in. Let me drop in the this, and let me just go and I'll jump back to the core here in a second. But let's get Pally's CAD built here. So give us some CAD upgrades.
Oh.
And
Can we wait though until we get the core built?
Okay, we can. Yeah, that's fine. Jake said so. All right. What else are we building for the Ethan?
Well, we
Ethan
got
says
another
B1.
Yeah.
Okay, B1
with Rad Cannon
with a Rad.
and medical droid.
Oh, and a medical droid. Okay, cool. We'll build one of those. Done?
We have a B1 with a security droid.
A B1 with a security droid. Okay. I see a B2.
And we have a B.
Now, before we go too crazy, that's our core requirement there.
Yes.
So, do we want to save points for the other slots?
No.
You might want to save points for the other slots.
Well, no, because you had said we need 1 unit from each slot.
We will. So what we'll do is we'll delete these in the order added. So we'll go from the bottom up if we need to find space. So there we go. And then a Rad Cannon onto the Rad Cannon. I had perfect. Okay, so that gets us pretty decent on the core.
Oh.
All right, so let's get this Cad Bane built out here. So we got some room. So, who dropped out on us? Oh, Pally did.
Oh, Pally. Oh, perfect.
Pally's back. There we go.
My internet hiccup.
All right, let's get this Cad Bane built so Pally has some points to work with. We're looking for some upgrades for Cad here. I know Anthony's in chat. He could probably give you a decent one. So. This is what happens when you don't turn your homework in on time? Absolutely, this happens when you don't turn your homework in on time. That's right.
Seize the initiative.
Okay. That is not in that slot. Seize the initiative.
Okay.
Got it. Okay, here we go. Justice has got you covered. He's got you covered. Let's just see
Sit awareness, UCAP, comms
But that's
relay,
the correct way to build him.
Hold on. So instead of comms relay, can I say jammer?
We'll give you min say here. Comms jammer. Are we running them with gauntlets there? We'll give them gauntlets.
Yeah, we'll give them gauntlets.
Smoke grenades. I like this option. Smoke grenades.
Yeah, that's the correct way to run him.
And then somebody said, I see up close situational awareness. What did you say, Jake?
I was saying let's run protector on him just for the fun of it.
I see. Oh, and I see prepared supplies. There we go. I took all the. I took all the options.
Let's. Okay. I think I saw UCAP Do we want to switch
Yeah.
out the C's for UCAP?
All right.
I guess that's the correct way to build them.
Okay, there we go. We're at 462, so we still have to cover off a support slot, a special forces slot, and a commander slot. Although we would probably let a field commander work here if we wanted to go that route, because I think we might need to make some hard decisions when Pally's running a naked snail tank here.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the support option.
Okay. One stab.
Yes, one step. Lock it in.
Done. Let's go to the special forces slot. 1 BX. Strike team.
Oh, hold on. We have BX full squad, Saboteur, and Vibro Sword.
Oh, we got it. Okay, I just saw that. It was a little slow on my end.
Okay.
All right, well, let's drop it in. 1 BX with Vibro.
Yeah, Vibro and Saboteur.
Okay, Vibro. Oh, I have 2 on there. Boop. And Saboteur. Okay. We have 639 points. So just going to drop in a heavy just to see. So an AAT at this point would be too expensive.
Yep.
And so
Get that snail tank in there.
It's a snail. And we're going to have to somehow find enough points to get a T-Series in here.
The snail requires programming.
It does require programming. I'm just looking what a T-Series, just a stock standard T-Series is going to cost you at this point. So, yeah, I just want to drop them in for point purposes. Okay, so we're going to need to make some points. So what programming do we need on this?
Attack.
Attack protocols? Done?
Attack. 100%.
Okay. And we need to find 42 points. So I'm gonna have to make the cut here on one of these.
Drop
core.
that B1 security droid.
Okay, B1 security droid, and Pally has a 2-point bid.
Wonderful.
So we've just built Pally's list. It may or may not be the new meta, but it does have a B1 with a rad cannon.
Hold on, let me get this put in.
Is this where we announce Pally's bountied?
So
I love the fact that you have 2 rad cannons. So
we have a B1 with a rad cannon. So I'm getting this put in on my builder. What's after that B1 with the rad cannon?
Oh, 1 second. Justice called no bid, so I needed to give your T-Series recon intel.
I was gonna say expert climber. Give him grappling hooks.
Well, we'll at least make them somewhat effective to keep up with the rest of the list here. So you have a B1 with a rad cannon.
Okay.
You have a B1 with a rad cannon and a medical droid.
All right, 1 second. Let me see. Where'd it go? B1 with a rad and a medbot.
That's correct.
Okay.
You have a Magdet. Black Suns with a Magdet, a Vigo, and frag grenades. So Crow Servo was quite nice to you in there and built you out an actual good squad.
Magdet, Vigo, and frags.
Correct.
Okay.
You have a B2 unit with ACM.
B2, ACM. Okay.
You have CAD with all the upgrades. You have situational awareness, up close and personal, comms jammer, prepared supplies.
CAD with.
Okay. Yeah. Situational. UCAP.
Up close jammer.
Prepared. Gauntlet and smoke grenades.
Oh my god, this guy is loaded out. What did you guys do? Okay.
All your points are in
All
campaign.
right. Yes.
Let me repeat this one. Naked stab. Just in case you get the naked stab.
Naked stab.
Most effective. Then you have a BX commando droids, full squad with swords and saboteur. That's actually a scary unit.
Saboteur and the blades. Okay.
And then you have a snail tank with attack protocols.
And that's a list?
No, and then you have a T series with recon intel.
Yes. Okay. B2, Black Sun. Oh, I see what I did there. No? Oh, I see. There we go. Okay, 800 flat. Oh, that's... Oh.
This looks amazing.
Oh.
This
and
is
kids,
you.
that is why you submit your list ahead of time.
You know
Don't
what?
do
You know
drugs,
what's
kids.
you know what's unfortunate?
Wow.
Is, this might become a running thing.
I feel
Round
at
6,
a
we do
certain.
Shawn.
Yes, no, I'm submitting my list. I'm gonna try to. although maybe for Invader League, for Yavin Based Team League, this might be a thing. So I might end up with the 6 no list. So,
Oh my.
oh, of course we'll
goodness.
update how all his games go. We'll have to have Pally back on running shows each week so we can get the update on what this list is doing. So, yeah, I can't wait.
At least the snail tank comes with an extra gun.
Yeah, and you know what? Having a unit of Black Suns on a snail tank ain't half bad.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Or even the Vibro Swords BX unit. So, well,
And
there
I
you
have
have
a
it.
medbot in here. So.
You do, yeah. Well, you have CAD, so you have CAD with extra wounds. Why not? Why not?
You know what? At least it's not 14 Act Rebel. I will take this.
Yeah, you're good. All right, well there you go. That's Pally's list. Good job, folks. Now we're gonna go have a look at all the rest of the fun things for the league. So you're welcome, Pally.
Thanks.
Good job, chat. Thumbs up in chat for Pally's great list. Okay, well now let's get into all the other fun things. So here is the bounties collected from last round. If you remember the last launch show we had 2 pages of bounties collected. This last league round, 3. I will also say 2 were collected off me, so you are welcome. I gave Justice a bounty and I gave Graham a bounty. So I don't know where Graham got the other one, but that is all the bounties that were collected for the entire list. So yeah, that's it. So a few bounties collected. There's actually 4 bounties, 4 bountied players in the upcoming. Justice had the 2. Oh, I thought Canadian Bear had the 2. Oh, well, fair enough. So Canadian Bear gets 2 extra points. Justice only gets 1. So no, just kidding. Well, I believe it's correct on the points list. So we'll verify. I might have had that switched around in my head. Graham was a true champion, but apparently it was Justice. So we'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
Graham was so good he beat himself.
He probably did. So speaking of points and all the things, here is the scoreboard. So folks in chat or folks on here, quickly find your name. You can see where you are at. So we get Anthony out in the lead here is 52 points. Shawn Death, who does the points, so this is a little sus. He's 43, second place apparently. Then it's me, Justice, Silent Sword, J-Rod, if you know who that guy is, at 39. A little logjam there at that like kind of 40-ish range down to the mid-30s for sure. Canadian Bear, he brings new meaning to it. You done played yourself. It absolutely does. Hugo in at 36, Canadian Bear at 36. Jake, you're in there at 20 points. Does that seem inaccurate? That's
no, I think it's supposed to be. I think
it is supposed to be 30. I was just looking at that. I was like, yeah, that's supposed to be a 3, not a 2. Jake's at 20. We subtracted Ted just because he left at the start of the show, so it was 30 when we started. But I quickly typed that 20 there.
Which last time round 5 is where I made my comeback.
Okay, well, fair enough. 4. All right, well, Jake's sounds like Jake's making a move here. So JD, who's unfortunately out for this round, but at 28, so suspect to see him back for sure. Nick's doing real well. Strange Event coming at 27, so good to see him up there. Dash has got there's a few of us who like got hardly any games in last round. Like this was the worst round for me. The first time I didn't play all my games, only like 5 points this round. So I did very, very poorly in terms of game played. Worlds, I blame you. But I think Mike didn't get a lot of games in this round. There's a few other people. Jace, you weren't able to get a lot of games in this last round either, if I remember correctly. But all the other folks,
I got in 0.
Oh, fair enough. There, you got precisely in the least amount of games possible. So I thought you got in one. Sorry, Jace.
Nope.
But yeah, we have everyone who's on the sort of the top of the second page. I think if you make some big plays, you can get like 10 to 14 points per round. And we still got 2 rounds to go, so there is still room to move up there for sure. We just onboarded some players as well, so they're going to come in and play a couple rounds, but probably not be able to make the top cut. But still, it's about playing all your games and the games you play. So there's no real prizes for anything other than just bragging rights and working your way to the top. Justice says, sorry, Jace. Yeah, exciting. And I think
stop dodging me.
Canadian Bear, hey Shawn, how's it going? Canadian Bear said, I think we crossed over 50 unique players for the league rounds, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
4 rounds and 50 unique players, which is super cool. And yeah, so that's where the standings are. Lots of time to still move up. We'll take probably the top 4 again, do a little playoff, and then we're going to spin it right again. We're going to go into season 3 and do it all over again. And we'll take some suggestions as well, and if we need to tweak anything before season 3 and make it a different format or tweak the format, I think we'll keep it mostly the same, but we're always looking for ways to keep going. And I'm happy with the people who keep coming back, each and every round. So I'm heading down to the lower depths of Coruscant here for the next league round for sure. So looking forward to that. So here is the bounty targets for the next one. So Justice, who apparently claimed some bounties in the last round, is now bountied himself. Traco, who's I think I'm saying that right. Traco is a new player to the league. Had a great round last time. Anthony, Scythe Dog's in there. And then APOC, also a new player to the league round. So the reason these players are bountied is they actually won out their pod. They were the top finisher in their respective pods. And so I think it was J-Rod who suggested the bounty targets. And sort of, not the bounty targets, but the format to select the bounties for this round. And there they are. So if they are in your pods, which are about to be revealed, you get an extra point for when you play them. So, and just in case anybody's new or hearing about this for the first time and you kind of want to know, I haven't covered off the format in a while, but when you are playing the games in the league round, you sign up and you play the pod. You play everyone in your pod or as many games as you possibly can. You get 1 point for playing a game, whether you win, lose, or draw. There's no draws, but win, lose, or draw. So you get a point for that. You get an additional 2 points if you win. So that will bring you to a total of 3. And then if you play a player with a bounty and you win, you get an additional point there. So there's some extra points in some pods. And then if you play 4 or more games, you get an extra point. So you get 3 for a win. And depending on how many wins you have or how many games and how many bonuses you get, you do your total at the end, and then you submit that. Shawn is really good. Shawn Dess really good at tracking that as long as you do the appropriate tags. So I will do a reminder in each of your pod on how to report a game, where to report a game, and do him a favor. Just tag him in that so that he can keep track and he doesn't have to go look through all your, your chit chat and your memes and your GIFs as you, slander each other back and forth. It's always great that he can kind of do a sort that way. So let's help him out so that he can keep it running smooth on the back end. So. All right. Justice says always, Jake's going to come out of nowhere, get all the points, and then win the top 4 and be the two-time champion. He's calling it now. Okay. Well, big.
Well,
you got
see if
some,
I can do it.
Yeah. Let's see if you can do it. All right. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the league reveals?
Yeah.
We have 4 planets. They're all associated with the planets that Baby Grogu has visited. So they're all themed that way. So we have 2 lower pods, 2 upper pods. I'm going to give a player's choice here. Jake is temporarily gone to some other source. Oh, there he is. He's back. He's
there
back.
we go.
All right, Jake, we're going to give you first choice. Do you want to go to lower pod or upper pod for this first grouping?
Lower pod.
Lower pod. Okay. Well, since you called lower pod,
Because I'm there.
Jake, here it is. Now, I was given the little preface that one of these lower pods actually, to me, is a pod of death, and it could have very well been in any other league round an upper pod, and I believe maybe all of these players at one point have been there. So here it is. Hey, Jake, you are actually in this pod.
Hey, Pally.
And Pally.
Hey, buddy.
And you got a couple other, schlubs in here, and Hugo and Dashes, just a couple other guys in here. And then Nick, who I said is doing so well and moving on up, here he is again, appearing. So I'll go back to Canadian Bear. You done played yourself.
Dashes.
There's some names in this pod.
Yeah, there's
my.
Yeah. Just to point out, this is a lower pod. This is a lower pod for the league round.
Is it too late to go back to my Adepticon list?
Shawn.
It absolutely is.
Shawn is avoiding me.
So I'm avoiding you, or you mean Sean Death? You meant Sean Death, right?
No, you. You're avoiding me.
Yes, Justice, this is a lower pod. Yes. So this is what happens when you don't get a lot of games in, or in Hugo's case, he kind of jumped back in. He's like, I got him in last minute. He was there. Pally's really regretting not submitting his list on time, but that's what happens. As J-Rod said, point out, do your homework on time. And then hopefully my East Coast brethren in Nick is not feeling too put out, but he's got a good pod here to learn some hard lessons.
Nick and I, last round, we played basically all of our games.
Oh yeah, he as I said, Nick made some movement last round. When I point out, I can go back here because I have a few of the stats here. I have all the scores from the rounds too. So some of these pods, for example, I'll just go to some of the pods had there was one pod, and I don't think anyone. Oh, actually, it was Pally's pod. But a few players who would have advanced actually aren't in this league round, so they had lower scores to get in. Like in Anthony's pod, for example, we advanced a 16, a 12, and 11. Another pod only had a 6 as the highest score. Our pod had a 13, a 12, and an 8 that went on. And then in Coruscant, there was 11, a 9, and a 7 that all kind of moved on. So in your pod, Jake, you guys advanced some big points in there.
Yeah, but I had 9.
Yeah,
with my
9. Yep, 9 and 9 could make the cut. Yep. So that's and luckily for you, you landed in this lower pod. That's just easy.
Yay.
And, no difficulties at all. So yeah, so that is you guys are on Corvus, and that's all your players. So
good thing Pally's playing Cad Bane because I don't have a bounty.
Okay, so Jake, I don't know if you want to.
Target.
I don't know if you want to reveal on here, but you want to give us a quick rendition of what your list is. So,
yes, I have the 3 swoop bikes.
Okay, fair enough. Bringing up
I have all
the
the swoop bikes.
Okay, nice.
And I have half of the AA5s.
Okay, nice. Very, very nice. Okay, Jace is back. Hey, Jace, I'm not sure if you were here for the pod reveal, but have a look at this this lower pod that we have here with Jake, Pally, Dashes, and Hugo. I think you're muted right now, Jace. Okay, cool. He's muted. Yeah, so enjoy that. You guys are going to do well. I can't wait. I'm going to be following your careers with great admiration, for sure. So, great interest in Pally's list as well here. Pally, any regrets?
Yes.
Okay, let's leave it at that. It's fine. It's fine for sure.
No, this is interesting, actually. There's a lot of really good people in here. I'm excited to play some League. And there's a lot of waffling that I've been doing with list construction lately. So thank you, chat, for alleviating any of the waffling that I would have had to do.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited. The list I have, I feel like is not great, but not terrible.
Well,
so it's not just gonna I don't feel like I'm just gonna fall over in here. I'm not expecting any wins, but I don't think I'm gonna fall over.
Well, luckily Mike's just joined us here, and he can't wait to eat the stale take.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
That's perfect. All seriousness, I think there is a fun part of the league in the fact that if you are wanting to try something out in you're going to do 3-4 reps in it, you can't change, you can't waffle, you have to play it out for whatever it is. This is a good chance to do that, right? And like I said, nothing's on the line here. So obviously maybe Pally doesn't build that list out for himself, but now he has that puzzle to sort of work around and solve and see what it can do. And if you're wanting to try something new and the bans force you away from something, then this might be the platform to do it. So there's that as well. So so I'm greatly looking forward to how this goes, and hopefully we'll invite all the players from any league round to come talk to us anytime. So, but maybe Mike will stick around, and maybe we'll do the little call center call in and just call Pally out straight on the show. So, all right, Pally, your choice. You want to go next lower round or one of the two uppers?
Let's take a break from down here and we'll go to one of the two uppers.
All right, we're going to go to Navarro, which I believe is an upper. It is. This one does have 2 bounties in it. This is a 6-player pod. I think we have a 6, a 5, a 6, and a 5, if I'm not mistaken. So we have Traco in here, Crow Servo, Oasis, Shawn Death, Justice for Life, and Dark Slider 66 with 2 bounties in here. So I think the bounties are actually split 2 and 2, which ended up working out good. I didn't look at the bounty. I actually had the pods done before I decided how the bounties were going to work, so that actually worked out quite nicely, even them out. But we got a combination of fairly new players, like Traco's been in the league not a long time, Oasis and Crow Servo. I can't remember. He's been in it for a bit, but not all the rounds. Obviously, Shawn and Justice have been in here for a while. Old hats for sure. Canadian Bear. Oh, I can't get my bounty back from Justice. Nope, but maybe next time. He's pointing out. So, I don't know what these players are running, but a few of them are in chat for sure. Justice 3 a.m. games. That's possible. Dark Slider is always in for the 3 a.m. club, I think. So if you got him in your group, you might have to stay up some late nights. So, but I think you can get some weekend games in on occasion as well. So. Looking forward to that. So if you're in chat and you want to let us know what faction you're running, we can probably give that a shout out. So once again, I see Shawn Death is completely dodging me. Decided he was going to do good and be in the upper pod. He could have just come to the basement with me, but lo and behold, he's going to dodge me again. Anthony too. Anthony's also dodging me this round and dodging Shawn Death. So. Good luck, Navarro. You guys will do super well. So Justice says he brought a lot of Wookiees this round. Okay. Rebel Wookiees, I suppose.
Gross.
Yep. As many as you can get in the car. Okay.
You brought 14 Wookiees?
He brought the Chieftain. He brought you bring Chieftain, Chewie, and then all the Wookiees. I hope so. That'll be good. That'll be nice. Nice list to face. I'm glad I'm not facing it actually. So, Boba Gunline with Dark Troopers. Okay. That sounds
gross.
Gross. Yep. Jace, you're up next. By the way, are we going upper or lower for the next one? I'll get the last one.
Let's go upper.
Upper. Okay. I think that is Sorgan. I think that is the next one. That is correct. That's correct. So this is a 5-player pod here. This is no easy pod. I will say that right now. So you got APOC, Kokazula, Eric, Canadian Bear, and Scythe Dog in here. Double bounty again. 5 players. So they're going to have to play all 4 players to get their bonus point, but they do have the luxury of having 2 additional bonus points in the availability of bounties. So the upper groups are going to have the advantage this time with the bounty points there. So I get quite a workout dodging Shawn Death, apparently, round after round. I have the cardio of a professional cyclist. I mean, whatever narrative you need to spin to make that accurate, I'll take it. So all you have to do is just do really poorly, and you can join me in the bottom next round, my friend. So just you and me in the bottom. We'll promote everyone except for us two. So bring in a Cody Saber, says Canadian Bear. So that is that's interesting. I haven't played. I played Kokazula in the very first season. I haven't played him for a while. Graham, I played lots of times and played him in the last round. Haven't played Anthony here. I've never played APOC, and I think I played Eric a few times at this point. So have you guys played any of these? Had the pleasure of playing any of these fellas here?
Anthony wiped house last round against me.
Okay.
Hit Vader Might for 5 out of 6.
Okay, that's a thing.
Yeah. 5 paint on white dice.
Well, I can assure you, Anthony's not running Blizzard this round.
That is true, but Graham has been avoiding me all season.
Oh, so you got
Mhm.
some folks that are avoiding you too. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, well, I mean, Graham played me 3 times in a row. Actually, 4 rounds in a row, including the finals, or not the finals, the top 4 last year, or last round,
Right.
or last season, whatever it was. He's been avoiding me since.
This is apparently the first time I've not played Justice. So 4 rounds, we've departed, him and I. So that's fine. I'll get some reprieve from him for a while. So he's getting a little overbearing. He's getting a little clingy if I were putting it a certain way. So yeah. So he's gone now. So yeah. Um, and yeah, and then Pally, you have you played
So
any of the folks in your round that you have now? Have you had any of them in any of your league rounds before?
uh, I don't recall. It's been a minute.
Pally, we
I
have not
know.
played.
I know. Fair. There's a lot of folks that I've played here and there, just random pickup games,
Right.
but I don't recall league specifically. I know
Okay.
this here, Kokazula and I have played a lot of games over time, but yeah, I don't recall a league specifically now.
Okay. Fair.
2 of them were in the last round with me.
Oh, you did.
Nick
Oh, okay.
and
You had.
Mike
Okay.
Berry. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
nice.
yeah.
Well, I guess you get revenge games now. So, all right. Well, but
Fourth time's the charm, Mike.
last but not least, we'll go there because you guys chose the order. So it'll be my group. It'll be bottom. We're going to go to Tatooine. It's Sandy this time of year. And I got a couple new people in here, a couple older people in here, and somebody who's not really good at Blood and Plunder in my group too. So
Is he even relevant?
yeah, I mean, I was just gonna actually just leave a blank slot there and just just fill in the blanks kind of thing. But OS dad, so I haven't played Anthony in a while, but I've played Anthony a lot, which is yeah, exactly, some rando for sure. So I'm glad to get to play him again. Second Sam is new to our league round. Tyson also new, and Shawn Bell also new. So it's not surprising that we have new people in the lower pod. That's where you enter. So and then J Rod and I are going to keep him, and OS Dad going to keep him company. So exactly, nobody's ever heard of this guy. So yeah, we'll have we got the 6 pod, so it's a 6 and a 5, 6 and a 5 as mentioned. So no bounties in ours. But opportunity to get at least 5 games in, so that's always good. I like that the bottom pods end up being slightly larger or having more of them because it's a good chance for our new folks to come in and get some points under their belt and get rolling. So, but I mean, who knows? These guys could be like just straight killers. They're new to the league, but that doesn't mean they're new to Legion or anything like that. So, looking forward to getting some games in. I'm not sure where they're all from. I assume ShawnBell.uk is probably from the United Kingdom, but maybe that's just a name. And then Tyson and Second Sam, I'm not sure where they're at, but I'm sure before long we'll get them in the groups and we'll find some information about them. So looking forward to that. I always enjoy my games against Anthony. I always get good games in with him. And then J Rod and I have played in. I think we were in last round. Or maybe we were in last round, but we didn't get a chance to play last round, but we did play the round before that. So. J-Rod's hoping for Dark Troopers in the pod. There is Dark Troopers. I happen to have 2 with a Palpatine and an IRG. So I'm going to try to run that crutch and see how that list actually performs. A little bit more of a high performance tuned Dark Trooper list. So in fairness, I haven't run it a lot of reps, but I'm hoping to get, again, this would be a great place to try it out and play that. And I'm hoping that we don't have any like brand new players. Because I don't think Dark Troopers against Palpatine and IRG is like a really friendly like newbie player experience. But if it is, I'll do my best to crush face, and hopefully turn people to Blood and Plunder if they're interested. So. J Rod and I might actually just forego the Legion game and just go straight up for a Blood and Plunder demo and count that as a league game. So, because I mean that's pretty much a foregone conclusion how that goes too. So it's much quicker if we play that. So So that is the league. That is the league rounds right there. Just once again, we'll recap there. Navarro there, so top squad. Traco, Crow Servo, Oasis, Shawn Death, Justice for Life, and Dark Slider 66. Sorgan is Anthony, Scythe Dog, Canadian Bear, Eric, Kokazula, and APOC. You guys are the other top group. Then into the lower depths here, we got OS Dad, Second Sam, J-Rod, Tyson, myself, and Sean Bell. And then on Corvus, we got a strange event, Mr. Witty 82, Pally, Dashes, and Hugh Joe Biggs. Canadian Bear says, I'm so screwed. Okay, well, nothing like positivity to kick off the round. Like I said, immediately following the show, we'll probably ramble for a few more minutes here. I will get the groups made up. I'll tag you. If I don't and you don't find yourself in a group, just hit me up on Discord if I've somehow missed you or we're not friends. I think it's difficult to tag non-friends. So if you get some strange friend requests, just humor me and add me for the purposes of getting into the league round, and then you can immediately discount the friendship and block me, which is perfectly fine. So, all right, fellas, let's jump over to the call center. We got some topics here. We'll see if we take some callers. The topics are as follows. Let's do this. Round predictions. And if I'm recapping Canadian Bear, he's so screwed. Some call outs if you want to go ahead and just call some people out. Next season, I would like, if you got any suggestions or things that we might want to consider. And then if you want to talk a little bit about the sin bin and the build list option that we introduced here tonight. So let me grab the invites so we can get the people that want to come in. We are going to be limited on space, so we'll take one at a time here tonight, just in the interest that is how Ecamm works and only allows you to have 4 remote guests. So there it is in the chat. If you want to call in and talk a little bit, we'll entertain ourselves with a few callers, hopefully, and then we'll call it a night. And then I'm going to get off here and prep for Friday Night Fights. I got to do all the screens for that. It's a never-ending task, this podcast business here. So, all right. So while we're waiting, anybody else with some predictions for their? Oh, I should say, Jace is not in the league this round. Because he is going to be filling his time and doing the Yavin base, and I wasn't sure he would have enough time for both, but
accurate.
Yeah. So we'll have that. Sin Bin is an excellent name for that segment. I agree for sure. And Pally was an excellent first time victim. I mean, candidate for the Sin Bin. So
it reminds me of hockey.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going with that, right? Like, you've messed up, and so you're going to have to serve some time in the penalty box and think about what you did. In this case, you're going to have to play a list and think about what you did. All right, we got Graham calling in here. All right, let me throw Graham on the screen here. All right, Graham's going to pop in here. Where's Graham? Boom. There he is. Whoa, Graham's so huge. Graham is now the show.
I am the show.
All right. Apologies to all the folks that don't like Graham. All right.
Well, yeah. Right now, I don't like him because he keeps dodging me.
All right. Well, there we go. We're gonna put Graham in the middle. Graham is now going in the middle. He's going in the middle of the call center. There you go, Graham. All right. All right, Graham. What do you got for us?
Oh, I'm so screwed.
So it's a prediction. I got it.
Oh yeah. It's a Cody Saber list against pretty much all the force push in the league this round.
Okay. And the only reason that Graham can make such a prediction is Graham is actually the collector of lists, and so he knows all of the nastiness that everyone has. So he has that one distinct advantage. But because he does the work, that's the advantage we grant him. But apparently, it's not an advantage at all.
I've used this list once before, and it was against a Dooku Asajj double snail list, so that was messy. But this is worse.
So I'm looking at it right now. I think you probably still have some play against the glow sticks. Like, I don't think you're that far in the weeds. I don't know. Well, so the double mortar, plus a couple other things, if you can suppress them, you're removing actions. They really don't want to come out after that. And the Saber Tank is fantastic for body blocking so that they just can't get to you. It takes some extra time.
This is true.
And I hear the
Do
glow
you have a
sticks
big-
hate giant die pools.
You would say that, except Shawn is happy with the results from that last game that I was talking about, because I fire supported into a Dooku,
Yeah.
and he rolled 10 for 10 blocks.
That sometimes happens. Graham, I have a suggestion for next league round so that you don't run into any of this trouble. Don't submit a list and be the next candidate for the sin bin. Then you have the ultimate excuse that everyone screwed you over and you didn't screw yourself. Because that's what I'm hearing right now.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad play. Pally will be able to speak to the process a little bit more in depth as we progress through this league round. As to the validity of this. Here's the problem though. If Pally is successful, we've played ourselves, because then we won't ever get any lists, and we'll have an episode where we're just building 45 random lists for people. Because they're all in
Oh
the
no,
sin
everybody
bin.
gets the same list.
Oh, that's not
No.
bad. That's not bad.
Oh.
Yes.
Oof.
Nothing but 6 mirror matches.
Well, that or one person gets a sin bin and everybody else gets the randomizer.
Fair. We could do that.
Ooh.
We could do that. So okay.
5280, yeah, they got that randomizer over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's fun.
Okay, Graham. In the interest that we'll I don't know if we'll have any more callers, but we won't know until we boot you out. But any other discussion topics you want to lay on us? You've done your round predictions. You got any call outs? I mean, maybe not after saying you're screwed, but maybe that's not the best defense there. But anything else? Any suggestions for next season or Pally's punishment?
No, I can't really think of anything for next season, unless maybe just for the commander ban, just because we've seen this trend the whole time. It's 2 bans for commander, with the exception of Shadow Collective, but one of them is the automatic generic ban.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Ooh.
So no generics and then plus 1 named.
Yep.
Okay, don't mind it.
I
Don't
like
mind
that.
it. I think what we're gonna end up doing is I'd like to do in the league. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take all the most reasonable suggestions. Like if it's kind of too far removed, it might be hard to pull. But I'd like to try a bunch of things together, and then as a package, and then sort of remove things if we find they just don't work. But I don't think like trying like 1 or 2 things only, because there won't be, if we end up adding things together, we won't really know how they mesh. But I like that one a lot. And I think that would be an easy one to implement. It would be implemented for a round, and then we can kind of move on. If hey, that didn't work this time. All right, well, next season when we come back around to that, we won't do that option. But I think giving stuff a try for a 6-week period is great. So we'll add it to the list. Appreciate that, and good luck in the round. I hope you don't get beat too bad, but I do hope you get beat a lot, just because you beat me in the last one. So it's all fine. So this is how I
Instead of a call out, I'll say you can't get a bounty from me.
That's true. That's true. Justice looking directly at you, bro. Awesome. All right, Graham. We'll good luck in the round, and we'll chat soon.
All right.
I like
All right.
Pro Servo's
Cheers.
suggestion he got going on.
All right,
Instead
I'm
of a
dropping
band,
the
you must
call
use
the call feature in there again too. So instead of a band, have a must-have for a unit in each faction. That's too bad. It's not too bad. It becomes a little tricky to have both.
Well, I think that's why I'm
Well,
saying instead of a ban.
Yeah, I just
But-
mean like if like, do you run a whole league where it's just a must include, and then you do a whole league, a whole season with no bans? I'm not sure how that plays. I'm not sure what the suggestion is
Or-
specifically, but
I don't
Unlike,
I don't know
say,
how.
No, go ahead, Pelly.
Well, so I don't know how well this works for commanders and operatives. It gets a lot more interesting in the other slots. But specifically when you're dealing with commander and operative, I worry that you're just going to see a whole lot of adjacent builds.
Right. Yeah, a lot of kind of cookie
Well,
cutter, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got the Maul build or you've got the Dooku build kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Now
you could add
we could almost
a must core.
yeah, something along
yeah.
like some of the other slots. I think that works.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that was what Pally was kind of suggesting, that maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe when it comes to, because we haven't done anything with the core slot, and so maybe the testing ground is that we
With
do
operatives.
or
Mm-hmm.
maybe a few rounds where we go commander band, operative band, and then instead of skipping right
Mm-hmm.
over to special forces, we go, okay, this is the core, we're going to do core round this one, but it's not band, it's a must include core, and then we just keep going with it as a way to possibly test that mechanics. So yeah,
So
Gar
See,
already has
must
that
include
according to
heavy.
now
Mu-
I don't. This gets interesting
Must
though,
include
because
heavy weapon.
when you're dealing with the core, if they say like must include an Imperial mortar, well now you've shoved in 2 units,
yeah,
which is part of why we haven't done a ban also.
yeah,
If for Republic, there's only 2 options. So it's like if you must include a phase 2, you just play 5 first. If you
yeah.
must include a phase 1, are we not playing 5 first?
Yeah,
Like
no, I get yeah, it doesn't
now,
work perfectly for
yeah.
every faction for sure. And I mean
Mm-hmm.
no single mechanic. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
just like everything, right? You can probably always
Mm-hmm.
find a workaround, a one-off case or an extreme case when it kind of
Mm-hmm.
breaks the mold
But
kind of thing. So,
that being said, I do like this idea of a must include, like say definitely with the other slots. Maybe in the same season that we take Graham's idea of a double ban for Commander, like it's just a season of mashups or mix-ups.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the whole idea is to try to create a little spicy, because here's the thing. If you want to play a regular game of Legion and you want to do a TTS, you can just go find a one-off game and do all the things, right? We're trying to create a little bit of a, well, in the league, a little bit of a, an atmosphere, and everyone's kind of under the same pressures, conditions, parameters, and to kind of bring out, maybe spicier games or just different ways to look at it. So, Sean Des says, how about a core round? Excuse me, I can't see that. You can only take the minimum amount of core.
So 3 men, 2 for Shadow Collective, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
You could
I
only
mean,
pick.
that mixes it up a bit.
That really puts a lot of stock in some of the other units. So I guess what you're basically saying there is that the minimum core requirement is actually going to be the maximum core allowed for a given round, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yeah, let's do 0 to 3 for core.
0 to 3 core. Wow, awesome.
Well, I'm taking all the arcs. All
Cool.
right.
Well, I guess remnants out. Because you literally can't meet the requirements. So that's cool. Goodbye,
goes Blizzard
intercept.
Force.
Yeah, if we want to make intercept go to 0% taken, we'll use that suggestion. So,
Actually, I don't hate this idea. I don't know how we do it, but maybe a round where we ban the most popular objective deployment and condition.
see, I was actually, that's kind of where my thought is. So even if we didn't touch the mechanics of the, just like we stick with the ban per round, but added in a layer, because here's what happens when you start messing with those, with the battlefield conditions, objectives, etc. You actually have great impact on likely the list archetypes that come in. It's like if you know that like breakthrough is literally not going to be in a single battle deck, how does that change builds? Or if you know that KP is not going to be in for a given round, that would be really cool. And you could honestly have that run adjacent to the bans within the league round as well. And that would actually potentially change, where instead of like the auto bans, like right now we kind of have pretty good predictors as to what will ban. Like this round, probably without surprise, spiders were out. Swoop, Empire bikes were out. However, if there was a round where you're like, you know what, breakthrough is actually not going to be active this round, then maybe the Empire bike doesn't become, maybe it does still, but I'm just saying if you start changing a few parameters, what does that also do to spice up some lists?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And I think that the whole disruptive nature of what we're trying to do with this is, I think, to invoke and to entice some people to run different things or try different things,
Mm-hmm.
or find a kind of find workarounds to other things. No, I don't mind that. I don't mind that running parallel. So we'll do a bunch of voting and et cetera and see what people think about that. But I don't mind that at all.
Let's see. What about like must include 2 of these objectives? And everybody
True.
votes for
True. Yeah,
the 2 that everybody has to have.
Yeah, that's just a flip way to go. I mean, that probably makes the archetypes of list maybe a bit more common.
Two's, I could see 1.
Yeah,
You could
1.
probably come up with a good argument for 2, but like I could definitely see 1.
Yeah, and doing it that way too, instead of banning something, just having an auto, like everyone has to include payload for a round. That would actually be interesting, because like what I hear about payload, a lot of people be like, I don't take payload, I don't know how to play payload, or I want to play more payload, but in the games, they're just either not able to get it, or they cancel away from it, or whatever happens. But if you were kind of like, the likelihood of playing this if everyone has it would be increased, and so maybe that's a way we could have a look at it. It'd be interesting how the voting would work for such a mechanic. So
I think you'd probably do the battle deck first and then the unit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you would. Yeah, because you wouldn't
yeah.
want to have and you're like, wow, great, my list absolutely can't play this, and everyone's going to have it. And then if you kind of, once that info's out on you, that might be a little bit of a a detriment to you as you play. You're like, Jake can't play payload, and he's got a list built for it. So, or a list build that doesn't work. So yeah.
So Pally's quick tangent here, chat.
Yeah.
Play more games of payload. You will win more games if you learn to play payload. After the rulebook came out, everybody said payload was terrible and to never take it. Play more payload.
It just plays differently, is how it is. It's a little bit. I think it's a little bit more of that tug of war game now, as a little less of like the straight, like just toilet bowl and push. I just feel like, I think you're going to play a lot more like 2-1 games in payload now than you probably ever did before.
Absolutely.
And you could do a little bit more like kind of keep away, I think, now, where, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see a bunch of payload games where the carts just don't score. So it might come down to a little bit more of a sort of an MOV game, but it's a little bit different because you don't play that MOV game quite the same way that you might play the MOV game on like a VAPS. It's not quite the same. That game might start a bit earlier, I think, on payload.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because especially like a VAPS MOV game, you're basically just plinking at each other, trying not to lose stuff as you sit there for round 6.
Yeah.
Payload is interesting because you almost have to crash while still playing the MOV game.
Yeah. It becomes a little bit more, and I feel like Hostage is kind of plays a little bit like that. Like Jace and I had that really fun Hostage game where it's like we kind of did like a crash, and then I got a lead, and I'm gonna kind of play a little bit of keep away. Where payload, if you play keep away, you probably are never pushing your card anymore. So if you haven't committed to enough points yet, that's not the best strategy in that. Where Hostage, you're kind of getting the package and running the other way. Payload's kind of like push forward tentatively, and then maybe push force and force, or I got mine far enough, now I'm just going to play keep away on my end. So it plays way differently now, but it's still a very interesting objective. So
learn payload, you will win games if you know payload.
Yeah. It is somewhat table dependent, which is the part I don't really love about it anymore. But that's a thing. So all right, we're gonna throw this out one more time for callers. If you guys want to get in, and if not, we'll wrap it there. So I'm excited. I'll jump right off before I do anything, and then I will get those groups made up. And then Jake's actually got the map pack all conveniently packaged for you. So I will drop that in as a pinned post into each of your groups. So Anthony, when I see the post in an hour from now, where's the map pack? That's Anthony every league round. It's going to be pinned at the top. Jace is shaking his head because he knows. That's
Yep.
Anthony. It'll be pinned at the
Every
top.
round.
It'll be pinned at the top of your group. So,
And they should all be updated.
oh yes, he
Getting
did.
rid of like the buildings being impassable.
Okay, excellent.
Like I know
That's
there's
great.
some like, well, can we climb on this? Can we not? It says impassable. Well, it now says obstacle terrain.
Yes. J-Rod, thank you. I appreciate that. I worked really hard on that impression. So, yeah. Yep. So,
Did I take payload to Adepticon?
I'm not sure.
I did, because I'm crazy.
Okay. You should take payload with the list that you took tonight too.
I am actually thinking about it.
Well, you can't
Yes,
come
I'll
on
play
and
payload.
say you can't come on and give a PSA about payload and then not take payload in this given round. So
I include payload in almost every list I build.
I can't.
I really
actually-
like payload.
Now you got me slightly paranoid. Did I take
I-
payload?
I can't play payload.
Sure
in
hope I
my,
didn't
in my
take
rebel in
payload.
my rebel list, I cannot take payload in my rebel
Let me-
list.
I gotta go and see what I actually took here.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Thank
Oh, I got
goodness I
payload.
didn't take payload. I was the sucker that took intercept, apparently, though. So
Yeah, I
There's-
didn't take intercept.
yeah.
Wait, you don't take payload with double darks and just
I-
drop them on your opponent's payload?
No,
What?
no,
Oh.
I like to play keep away. Yeah, play keep away because behind the double darks, I have the triple naked stormtroopers
Oh, yes.
that do a whole heck of a lot of nothing. Yeah,
I
then-
appreciate that even though Shawn has a bunch of trooper bodies, he still found a way to play double heavy.
I did actually play double heavy. Yes, I sure did. So, yeah,
Couldn't it be considered quad heavy?
Yeah, I was
is
gonna say
considered
actually
quad.
that's quad heavy.
it's fine.
Oh,
Don't
so
even
now-
worry about it.
So now
Don't even
he's
worry
just
about it.
cheating.
Don't even worry about it. I'll tell you what I did bring in this list, pinned down, which is a command card that I did not have last league round, which basically made my list not work. But I've carefully constructed the command hand this time. So so I'm that guy. And Palpatine with burst of speed. I'm gonna get that old man, with his running legs in there. So yeah.
He's a little nimble. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does he run or does he just kind of glide?
I think he mostly glides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a glide. I'm not really sure.
So what we need now is we need the Palpatine chair from that not super expensive secondary market convention specific model.
Yeah,
set.
that
And I need somebody to put like flames on the back of his chair for burst of speed.
speed flames.
Like a hot rod.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a hot rod chair. Yes.
definitely. I like
All
I
you
like
3D printers out there, get to it.
Yes, I agree. That's a good choice. So, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you guys coming on. Pally, thanks for being a good sport and being the first candidate for the sin bin. Can't guarantee we'll have somebody every round, but there's incentive now so that Graham's not chasing people down because everybody this is how it kind of works. Shawn's got to get the points in so that he can get all that stuff done, so that he can then do all the stats for the round. Graham's got to do all the busy work at the end of the round, or basically the start of a round to get everything running. And then I need all of it to do this show. So don't make us angry when we're doing it all for fun. So get your lists in. Make sure you guys tag Shawn so we can get that. Jake's got the list. He's got the maps. Jake's got the easiest job. He just makes maps.
I do.
Just gathers them up and he gets all the glory. And that's why he's doing so well in the league round. He's got time to concentrate on other things. So
You know what? It is quite nice to be able to sit back and look at the baby that I helped build and then let free into the world.
Yeah. Pally just created all the permissions and then he just wandered into the streets and we bring him in from time to time to let him know the next round's starting. So, not enough time for him to submit his list, but you're welcome for that. So, awesome. All right. Well, Jace is just going to hear about all our games for the next 6 weeks, but he'll have the Yavin base. He's got to organize that and keep us on track and tell us when I'm supposed to show up.
I'm excited for Yavin base.
Yeah. So 2 weeks from now. So I need to play a lot of league games. So if you're in my league group, hit me up so we can get as many games in before that. So, and then and if you guys are interested in doing your games live, make sure you hit the live button, send them out to the world, or ask somebody to stream a game. Usually a Justice or a Jake or Graham, or maybe we can talk Stan into coming back out and doing something. We haven't seen Stan for a bit. We got to get Stan the man out. So getting into the league coverage, always appreciate that. Debaticus and a few other folks that we haven't seen in a bit. So if you see them out and about, send them our way. So, all right, fellas, we'll have a great rest of your day. Jace, I guess I'll see you tomorrow evening. You and Anthony. I didn't even look at what list. I didn't even look what list you sent me, Jace. I did get yours and Anthony's.
Commander Cody's on the way.
Let me live react here. Let me live react to what's going.
I need to know. Like I'm trying to gobble up all of the Cody lists that I can, because
I can't.
I can't make it work.
I can't share all the details because Anthony doesn't know. But what do you want to know? I'll tell you one thing about it.
What's actually? You know what? Can you tell me what the heavy is, if you brought a heavy?
The heavy in the list?
I did not bring a heavy.
No heavy.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah. Now let me look at Anthony's list and live react to this. Oh, you're not gonna like it.
Oh.
Spill the tea.
Anthony did bring a heavy, and let's just say
what
that
faction
Anthony
did he bring though?
He brought SC. Let's just say Anthony.
A bus?
Let's just say Anthony likes.
Oh no, SC.
Likes solar eclipses. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
He's bringing the Lila list, isn't he?
This isn't going to be fun. Well, it's going to be fun for me.
This guy shows up to a casual Friday night fight game with a medalist. Who is this guy?
Well, he's known as
Is that
Anthony.
list? Hold on. Is that list actually meta, or is that a list that Lila just played into?
Well, I didn't say it was Lila's list. I just said he likes solar eclipses. There may be other things that he likes in there. Mm-hmm. Anthony's coming in with the justification of it's only 8 acts. Fair.
Mine's 10.
Well, so is Lila's.
My league list is only 7. So what are you guys complaining about?
Wait, Lila's was 8? I thought Lila's was like 6 or 7.
No, it was Maul 6B or Black Suns
and the bus. Yep.
So we'll end that with
tune in tomorrow night.
The best list is the one you practice with.
That's true.
And that's why I've been practicing with Ahsoka.
Yes. Here's the thing, Jace. Anthony's just coming in. He's just going to come in and break the wrist and then walk away for a month. So he's not here for a month. So he's not looking to make Freds or really even have to put up with
all because I played Dark Troopers against him last time.
like these guys that show up, be like, hey, I brought a casualist thing. I brought heavy meta. Then they'll just fight about who should have brought what lists, and it's great.
Anthony told me he was giving me a win for my birthday, so I brought Darks that week.
Bernard says candy for Jace. Jace will win. No need to even play. Just ask Brian. Jace the legend. Pippin never loses. Fair. Okay, so big praise. How is my list meta? It's meta because we said it is, Anthony. That's just how it works. So
there were talking heads on the internet that said it was meta, therefore it is.
You want to know meta? You want to know a meta list? Pally's list that we've created tonight is defining the new meta. It could be the negative example too. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see how the results bear out. So. If Pally goes, how many guys in your group, Pally? 5? Yeah. If Pally goes 4-0, it's the meta. If he goes 0-4, it's.
I'm like 1-3, and I won.
That's fair.
And that one will probably be against me.
That's very.
Have you seen my list?
Dice are.
Have you seen my list?
Have you seen my saves?
If we don't see Jake back, it's because he didn't win against Pally.
Let me just end with this. Anakin last round saved, I believe it was 15 for 40?
I'm not great at math,
50?
but that seems poor.
How did you have
that
to
many
roll
wounds?
like, how did you have to roll 40 defense dice with only 15 saves? Like,
Let's see. The first one game I played, he rolled 3 for 9.
okay.
Another time he rolled 4 for 10.
Oh, this is across multiple games. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah, it was
getcha.
across multiple games. That was the entire last round.
So the lesson learned here is don't let Anakin get shot so much.
Wasn't that he got shot so much? It was just that he died quickly.
Have you tried microwaving your dice?
Have you tried line of sight blockers?
I'm not microwaving my computer.
Well, tune
yes,
in for
and I
Jake's
brought
live
2
games.
moving. I had 2 moving line of sight blockers.
Fair enough. Anthony learned last round that Blizzard Force might be pretty okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
Alright.
that game.
Confirmed. Yeah.
Okay.
That might have been known before, but confirmed, which is good. So, well, Jake, I hope that you cast all your games live because I'd like to see your dice improve. I'd also like to see the game that you play against Pally, and every game that Pally plays.
We will get it cast.
And
I
every game
will.
that
I
Pally
will
plays.
try to get my games cast. We'll see if it happens.
I think we should get Mike to run his Twitch stream for when he plays Pally. That'd be fun. I'm pretty sure we could probably convince him to do it. So
I don't think it takes much convincing.
yes, in fact, right after I set up the groups, I'm gonna message Dashes. We'll have that set up. We'll be good. Okay, well, you guys enjoy that. Have a great night. I can't wait to start the trash talk. That is the league. So if you're looking for your league invite, just give me about maybe 30 minutes. I'll have them all done. You guys will be in your groups. I'll drop in the map pack, and then imaginary bonus points to whoever gets the first league game in. So make sure you tag it as the first game. So Justice is about it. All right, Justice probably will have 3 games in by tomorrow night. This guy's a trooper. So did play a couple league games in one single night. So yeah, imaginary bonus points if you do that too. So. All right, guys. Well, hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Come hang out with us. We'll be playing. Jace will be playing. Anthony will be playing. Sure, it'll be fun. Should be a good game. It's 2 lists that we haven't seen, which will be exciting. And then we'll figure out what's happening. We'll probably see you next Tuesday and the Friday after that. So, all right. Thank you, Pally, Jace, Jake. Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Toodles.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
Later.